your tissue box is going to be 30 by 37. So the top and the bottom is going to be 30 and your sides are going to be 37, which means this is 37 and these are 30. So when you count your squares, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blah, 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 37. You're going to go across here, 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 and 30. So this should be 37 and this should be 30. And that's how your tissue box is going to fit. We now have our piece that we've cut. So, what happens is, to get the exact amount of crayons that you have on here, or markers, colored pencils, whatever you want to call it, we're going to go across from here, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each one of these rows is going to be 6, going this direction. 6. But we need to know how many of these do we need. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're going to do 8 rows this way and 6 this way. Okay? So you're going to start in your corner. You're going to hold it however you like to hold your canvas. Whatever's more convenient or comfortable for you. Drop my needle there. Okay. Now we're going to count over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And so you're going to go all the way up the design. Now remember to hold this back piece and pinch it with your finger, because if you don't, then when you pull your needle through, it's going to go all the way through and you're going to have to start over again. So you just always have a little extra. Now if you decide when making it you went through the wrong hole, like here, oh, I went through the wrong hole, oh, it's too short, it's okay, just go back through the same hole, and of course keep your finger kind of in between the material so it doesn't get tangled up, and pull it, and then as you get closer to the edge, which I'm not even on the camera, then you'll just let go with your finger and pull it through, and pull it back through. I've got to get used to my camera being stable on my new creation that my dad helped me put together. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're at 6, so we got 2 to go. So I've got to learn the angles. Okay. Oh, drop my needle. Which that happens. Okay. So now we're going to count and see what we got. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we have 8. So we have 6 this way and 8 this way. So now we're going to go up here and do the top part, because we're going to skip the middle, because the middle is going to be whatever you want it to be. So now we've got to figure out what the top part is. Alright, so our top part is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know there's going to be 6 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we know we're going to have to come down 10 rows in order to get this look. Okay? So we're going to count down 10 from the top. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Let me put it where you guys can see a little better. There we go. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? 10. Because that's what we counted, was 10. So we're going to recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So now we're going to go across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we've gone across 6. You're going to do the same thing we did at the bottom. Right? So now we're doing the same thing we did at the very bottom. We're going to go all the way up, but 4 boxes, 4 rows. Because you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, because remember we've got to do the tip. So we got to remember the top 4 boxes, we've got to leave those empty. Okay. And it's always good to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 1 more row to go. And I will be done. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now you've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, we've got 8. And we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across, right? Now up here, we didn't count this part. Remember that. We're going to start from this end. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that's where we started, was at 10. And we came up, all the way up until we skipped 4 boxes, 4 squares. So see the 4 little squares we didn't stitch? That's because we're about to do this part of the box, the tip. So what's going to happen is we're not going to go in this one because we want the tip look. So we're going to go in 1 square. See, in 1 square. And we're not going to go in this row, we're going to go in 1 square. So now it's going to look like that. We went in 1 square. And now we're going to go to the other side in 1 square. So now you've gone in 1 square. Okay. Now for the top is the same. You're going to go in 1 square, and then you're going to go in 1 more square. So here we went in 1 square, so of course we're going to go in 1 square, but now we got to go 1 more square in. And it's just going to be 2 boxes that you're going to fill. See it? There and there. And so we're going to go in here and here. So now do you see? You went in 1 time on the first 2 rows. You went in, but then you're going to go in again. So you're going to actually go in 1, 2, 3, stitch it, and then go back out the same one. So hopefully you can see that. Okay, so now we have our tip. So now this crayon or marker, pencil, whatever, is complete. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over, and you're going to go in the back side of the material. Ta-da, ta-da, there we go. I've got to get used to this angle. And pull it through. So now we've pulled it through. So now you're going to get your scissors, and you're going to just snip this part off. And now you've done your first part. And the rest of it's going to follow, but you're going to skip 1 row because you're going to need to do the center stitch, which I'll show you that in a minute. So now we've got the crayon design, marker, whichever you want to call it. So that's done, right? Okay. So, here's kind of what it's going to look like once we get all the colors that we want to pick. And see, these colors are different than these colors. I have mixed it up a little, and they are different colors. So, somewhat different colors. Okay. And this is what you can play with marker. And you can figure out what you want your crayon to look like this design here. So for this one, I'm going to have 2 white stripes here, and I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 at the bottom, and then I'm just going to fill in here so it looks like a pen. So this is kind of what a pen looks like, or what I would think a pen looks like. And this one is more like, I would think could maybe possibly be a marker, might look like on the inside. And this one maybe like a crayon, because you know how crayons have the label and it has the little crayon label out of it, but instead of doing this, the crayon label color like black or whatever, I just filled it with the same color. So you can kind of create it however you want. So see how that one's that design? And then you have this kind of like more solid full design. Or you can just do the thin pen kind of design. So you can make the wrapping paper of the crayon, marker, colored pencil, whatever we want to call these things. So on this one, for example, I did the white, and then I filled in the white, and then I just did the wrapper part brown. So that's where you get these different little designs. So this one would look like that. This one is the exact same one as that one. And then this one is that design. So you can kind of mix it up a little bit. Once you've completed the design, it will slip on just like this. And it will be a little snug because that's what you want. And then voila. And then you just pull the tissues through and you have your tissue box. And you want it to be a little bit snug because that way when you pick it up and hand it to someone or wiggle it around, it doesn't fall out. Now if it is a little loose, it's okay. Mine fall out all the time, so it's not that big a deal for me. And a lot of times they come with plastic on the top here, and it's so tight that when you pull the tissues it rips them, especially with your hole. So I usually cut this plastic off and get rid of the plastic, so the plastic's gone, so when you pull it through. And keep in mind also, you want your hole to be pretty big. See how big my hole is? I've got room on both sides for my tissues. Years ago I used to make the smallest little hole possible because I thought that's the way, you know, my tissues would come out like this and get ripped. So now I make a lot bigger hole to make my design. So anyway, tissue box, tissues, completed design.